Hi, I'm Hazel. It is almost Saturday, so it's time for a new vlog. This week we had our patch 7.25 launch, so it's officially out, which means no more PTR cycle until they get around to putting 7.3 up there. And given how little we know about 7.3, I don't know when exactly that's going to be. But in any case, there's going to be plenty to keep us busy because we're going to be having Team of Sargeras opens on the 20th, which is next Tuesday. This upcoming Tuesday, actually. I always get confused between next and this, because next sounds like it should be the next one, and this doesn't sound like a thing should apply to a day. That's never quite gelled in my head. Anyways, this upcoming Tuesday is going to be Team of Sargeras, and then the following Tuesday is going to be when Mythic Team of Sargeras opens, as well as the first wing of LFR, and subsequent wings of LFR will open one at a time as the weeks progress after that. So there's gonna be plenty to keep us busy. I'm going to be making Team of Sargeras guides as my guild downs the bosses, so they're not going to be out like cutting edge, but they'll be around eventually. Kind of looking forward to doing that. If nothing else, taking the time to sit down and go through all the boss abilities and say them out loud and make the guide makes me a better raider, so either way I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, the patch is out. I have not had nearly as much time as I really wanted to like really dig in and play it, but I have managed to get some stuff done. I did the dead mines on the first or second day or so, and I got my mining monkey, who apparently, the mining monkey, he has the mining pick in the in the journal, but when you actually summon him, he also has a little mining hat. And I didn't see that because I didn't get the mining monkey in the PTR, so if you have not yet gone and gotten your mining monkey from completing your first challenge run of the Dead Mines Pet Dungeon, you should know that the monkey not only has a mining pick, but also has a little mining hat with a little light on it, so it's important. It's very important. Started the Chromie thing. The whole Chromie scenario is really fun. They tuned it up significantly. The Chromie scenario is way harder to do on live than it ever was in the PTR. The bosses do more damage, the bosses have more health. I don't know if they actually, I didn't look at the specific numbers of it, but it's much more difficult to actually get through that scenario. But in spite of that, and despite all my expectations, people were actually clearing it the first day, so I'm officially pretty lazy for not having gotten any further. I'm pretty much just like going in and having fun and like laying down all the groundwork and grinding a little bit of rep, and then like researching a thing, and then the next day I researched another thing, and I'm just waiting for my research to finish, and I figure once I have full or almost full research, then I'll actually try and finish it. But for now, I'm good to just kind of like hang out with Chromie and grind some time warp badges. I got my Paradox Spirit pet because Mop Time Walking is actually back. So if you don't have both of the Mop Time Walking pets and you want them, this is the week to do it because it's not going to be back for a while after this. So Paradox Spirit and the Infinite Hatchling are both available right now. But yeah, I thought it was really funny how hard they actually made the Chromie thing, and I think it's kind of cool. It's one of those things you're not going to be able to actually really out-gear because your gear does scale. Your item level and gear are both scaled in that scenario, so it's not like you can just go get some Mythic Team of Sargeras gear and instantly crush it. But getting the talents research, I think, is going to make it a lot easier, so it's not like it's going to be this hard forever. In secret finding news, the Cave of Consumption was discovered, which is like this whole experience that has the Sun Darter Hatchling at the end of it, so that pet, the little, it's a little fairy dragon pet with like the yellow and gold and orange colors. I haven't looked at it recently, but the Sun Darter Hatchling's available now. It's been discovered. There's guides up on the internet. I'm going to be making a video guide as soon as I can. I'm going to try and get that out for Sunday, depending on how quickly I can work like today and then on the weekend. I haven't actually had a chance to like really dig through it, but from what I understand, you can't use any spells or anything. You're like silenced while you're in the cave, so you need to use consumables, old resistances potions and stuff like that. So check out a guide if you're looking to do that right away. Or the other thing that you could do is if you're somebody that likes making gold, I bet you could make bank right now by finding out which potions people need and then selling either the mats or the potions for them, because there's going to be a bunch of people going on the auction house looking for some vanilla potions that nobody's made in years. And that's probably going to be a fairly profitable source of income for another week or so get to it. In Blizzard news, Holinka is actually leaving the WoW team. So Holinka has been the lead PvP designer for WoW since approximately MoP, I think mid-MoP, late MoP, I'm not sure exactly when he started, but he's been the PvP guy for WoW for quite a few years. He's been a little bit of a community punching bag. The PvP community, I don't know if they've ever been happy, but they have been especially and vocally unhappy over the last couple years, and they really like directing that unhappiness at the specific dude. So now that he's moving on to work on something else, I wonder, like, are we gonna get like a new punching bag that just becomes the next Holinka, or are things gonna change now? It's really hard to say. I'm really interested to see who they get in the new role, what their past work has been, and then if having somebody new in that role of lead PvP designer really changes the direction that WoW PvP has been taking, and see what they bring to it. I'm very curious about that because WoW PvP, has its issues, and it's always had its issues. At its core, WoW is not a game that very easily takes to PvP, so that competitive space is always going to be a little bit tough to get right. But I do know that they're pushing real hard to get their esports off the ground, and they're putting a lot of resources into getting the WoW esports section and team and staff and whatever, like, rolling. So I would assume that something's going to change. We just don't know what yet. And then the other thing was, I don't think that we know. Like, Holinka hasn't left Blizzard. He's going to be working at Blizzard still, and he's no longer on the WoW team. But they didn't say what team he was moving to. And I feel like if they were going to put him on, like, the Overwatch or the Diablo team or, you know, whatever, I feel like they would have said that. So what if there's another team? What if they're working on something new? Do you guys think they're working on something new? Or maybe they said, and I've just completely missed it. That's completely possible. And as far as personal channel me stuff that I've been up to this week, I got myself software-wise onto the Adobe Creative Cloud, which means I used to edit all my videos in Premiere Elements, and now I have access to not only Premiere Pro, but pretty much every creative piece of software that Adobe like ever made. So I've got After Effects, I've got Audition, I've got Photoshop, I've got 16 other things that I'd never heard of before I like went through the website and figured out what they all do. And it's been really cool having all these new like big kid toys to play with, and I'm really excited about it. But it's also been like really stressful and overwhelming because once I know that I can do a thing and I have everything I need to do that thing in front of me, but I can't figure out how to do the thing because I don't know what I'm doing in this software, that's really frustrating. So I've been trying to take regular time to just like sit down and watch some tutorials and read some guides and figure my stuff out. I'm going to start in Premiere and then eventually try and figure out like After Effects for like cooler video effects that I can do. Yeah, I'm excited to be editing my videos in Premiere Pro, so I'll have like some other options of stuff. I don't know what I'm going to change yet, but I like having all the toys. The toys are fun. In my first week so far, I'm at like a 6 of 10 in finding my way around Premiere because it's not that different from Premiere Elements. I'm probably like a 4 out of 10 on Photoshop, and then everything else I'm like a 0. I opened up After Effects to try and do a thing that I knew it could do, and I just made no progress, so I need to go back to that. But that's what I've been up to this week, and that's why I haven't had a whole lot of time to play WoW, is because I've been spending a lot of time trying to learn all these cool new tools, because I have so many of them. They give you all of them. Anyways, questions from this week. E. Fisher asks, any plans to do more of the Baby BG series? I really enjoyed the ones you've done so far. So that's something I would like to look into, but I don't have plans, specifically because back when I was making the Baby BG series, the premise of it was I would make a battleground, I would level a character, and I would make a video doing a battleground at the top of every 10 level bracket. And the trouble with that is that that's pretty easy to keep up with in weeks like 1, 2, and 3. But as soon as it starts taking longer than like 20 minutes to level up that 10 levels, even in heirlooms and whatever, it becomes a really big time investment for me to make this video, and a lot of time is going into stuff that isn't really making the video, it's just getting me to the next stage that I need to be to record it. So basically, I don't have any immediate plans to pick up those series as they were because it's just not sustainable for me to just be spending work time like leveling a character. But what I am considering is a lot of the videos that were most popular were the very low level ones. So I was considering setting up a couple of level 19 twink alts and then making like a couple of videos for each one showing battlegrounds at like level 19. Like the specific low twink bracket that doesn't take me too long to get up to. So I might do baby battlegrounds again, but probably at level 19 only, just because the leveling was just too much time that I didn't really have to spare. Leon asks, hi Hazel, do you think Blizzard is trying to rush this Sargeras thing because they have another storyline lined up, or will this be the end? So I don't really feel like it's being rushed. Personally, I will admit that I don't keep like super close tabs in the story. From what I understand, that's kind of, the Sargeras thing's kind of where we're headed with like the 7.3-ish Argus whole dealio, but it doesn't really feel super rushed to me. Maybe it would if I knew more about it. But in terms of it being the end, I absolutely don't think it's the end. Maybe they get to the Sargeras thing, maybe they have another storyline planned, maybe they don't, but they're coming up with one. But the story of WoW is not going to end until they decide to end the game, and honestly, I don't know when they're going to end the game. I don't even have like an inkling. Like, I feel like a couple years ago when they were working on Project Titan, they were kind of planning to sort of transition things over towards that, because that was going to be, it eventually, like what was left of it turned into Overwatch, but it was going to be some kind of an MMO. And they gave up on that. Like, they couldn't figure it out. They couldn't make it work. And right around the time that happened, you could see them just kind of reinvest people and money and talent into making new content for WoW. And they're pretty much just, like, it seems like they pretty much decided to just stick to their guns with WoW, continue making expansions, continue sticking to this patch release schedule, and they're just going to do that for as long as it makes sense to do it for, which is right now indefinitely. So I don't think it's the end of the story. I think that they will probably run out of story eventually, because I don't know how much actual canon story is left from like the books and whatnot. But I am fully confident that when they do run out of story, they're going to come up with something else. And for the majority of players like me that don't actually keep up too much with the story outside of like the actual main game, we're probably not going to notice a big difference unless it goes like really off the rails. It is going to be weird having them do story stuff without Metzen, because Metzen was like their big story guy, and he's retired now. So I'm interested to see the direction that the story takes, but I don't think it's the end. And Mickey asks, "Hi Hazel, as someone who just started pet battling in Legion, I really want to expand my pet battle army. In what areas or strategies do you recommend for increasing the number of unique pets in my collection?" Okay, so you have X amount of pets and you want to have more pets. It kind of depends on whether you want to have more specific pets or just more pets, like you just want the number to be higher. So if you want to get specific pets and you want to kind of figure out which specific pets you want, the best way to do that is to go onto warcraftpets.com, set yourself up with a profile, import your pet collection so you can see what you have and what you're missing, and then you can actually go through what you're missing and wishlist it, and on that page it'll tell you where to get the pets that you still need. So you can get kind of like a checklist of things to do and things to farm and where to go to sort of figure out which pets that you're still missing and how to get them. And that way you can target things that other users on Warcraft Pets have like rated highly, things that people say are good in combat. You can go and find like all the cutest ones or the coolest ones if you want. So if you want to expand your collection by getting more specific pets, you want to just kind of browse all the ones that you don't have, Warcraft Pets is the best place to do that. Now, if you are looking to just get more pets, the best way to do that is by filling out your collection of wild pets, because as we all know, there are 1,000,001 moths and rats and crabs and bunnies and whatever running around Azeroth waiting to be tamed. So the best way to do that is start off by getting a pro pet catching team, which means Grumpy, set up with Howl and Superbark, and then 2 backup pets, which could be pretty much whatever you happen to have around. All-purpose pets like the Anubis Idol and Mechanical Pendarn Dragonling are good, but it doesn't really matter. But just like get Grumpy, get him leveled up, and then go on your pet collecting journey, which basically means pick a zone. Use your pet journal to find out what pets you don't have from that zone. So just like type the name of the zone in your pet journal, and I'm pretty sure it'll show you which pets are from that zone. You can see which ones you don't have, and then go find them. There's add-ons to help you with that, things like Pet Tracker. But when I was doing it, I just typed the name of the zone into my pet journal, said, "Oh, I don't have a rusty snail," and then went to look for a rusty snail, presumably on the beach. So if you just want to get more quantity of unique battle pets, then wild pets is the best way to do that. And as a side effect, you're also going to get like the safari achievements for doing that, and those give you something. It's been a while. So that has been my week. I look forward to seeing some of you on the stream this afternoon, and then the other stream on Monday, we're going to be doing a muffin baking stream. I was going to say cooking stream, but we're not cooking muffins, we're baking muffins. Monday morning, the 19th, and then, did I have something else to say? It's gone now. If I remember, I'll say it on stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them as comments in the most recent vlog, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!